Hey, Jeff, if you're there, cool. Thank you for being here. Hey, Dad. Thank you guys for being here. Probably only be on for about an hour, maybe a little bit more. I have a 7 o'clock call with our guest Thursday, so I can't be late for that. I set it up. Hey, Pete Bernard, thank you for being here. So as you can see, I'm going to attempt to do a Knights Templar. This is just a quick drawing to kind of make sure everything's in place. The head's going to change, the shield's going to change. I'm going to leave some space up here. So I have some other figures that I want to put on here, but I want to get this part done. So I'm going to get started, and thank you guys for being here. I have a new setup. I actually bought a motor holder for the flex shaft, so I've got to get used to, instead of the flex shaft sitting on the table over here, I have to get used to the flex shaft being on my right side now. But I think it's going to work out much better and save me from breaking some tools. Let's go! And my pedal moved. I am definitely not an artist, so this is a very crude drawing. But you know what? It's going to serve its purpose. Hey, Soldier Farms. I'll tell you what, I do like the motor being up now. The flex tube doesn't seem to want to twist up on me as much, and that's good. That was probably my own fault for having it like that. But I'm cheap and don't always buy the things that we need. Hey, Nico. Awesome. Give those kids an A because they deserve it. Whether they deserve it or not, give them an A. So this here is another hard piece of wood, which I think for this is going to be really cool. It's going to be good. It's going to be harder, but so my idea on this is the shield with the cross. Yeah, that's a horrible cross. Sorry about that. The shield with the cross is not going to be that deep. Bourbon School, what's happening? How are you doing? Thank you. Thank you for being here. You know what? I'm going to say hi to everybody. Tim List, Bourbon School, Soldier Farms, Amy Jo, Pete Bernard, Jeff, and Dad. Thank you guys for being here. The shield is not itself going to be that deep, but back here where the head's going to go, I'm going to take that deeper because I want the illusion that the head is stuck underneath the shield. And this is just the rough drawing to where it's going. Once I get everything cut out, then I will adjust this. I'm actually going to bring his head up a little bit further and put some detail in here for the helmet. So that's cool. That's cool. Thank you guys for being here. And if you hadn't or haven't, hit that like button, please, and subscribe. It's almost to 2,000 subs. I would love to hit 2,000 subs by the end of the year. The last I checked, I think we're at like 1,800 and something. And Thursday, with the live, we have a really cool guest. We have Jim from Sprague Wood Turning. It is arguably the biggest guest that we've had on the channel. He's knocking out about 150,000 subs. And I'm really surprised that he agreed to come on to chat with Rusty and I. So if you like anything wood turning, please go give Jim some love and subscribe. And matter of fact, that's who my call is with tonight at 7. We're just going over some show notes, what to expect, and everything. Make sure the software works. So that's going to be cool. I'll be there, Rusty's going to be there, he'll be there. And it'll be a good time. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm leveling off the wood around the shield, so when I get the cutter in there, it's not hitting the sides and catching and skipping and digging. Just giving the tool some room to work. The shield is going to be what I think the main focus. Hey, Micah, thank you for being here. I am going to attempt carving a Knights Templar. There's their shield. It's going to have their cross in it. It's a very crude drawing of a head, but it's going to have the Templar's head on it. So that is what I'm attempting to start tonight. If it's your first time here, thank you very much for being here. Uncle Steve, thank you for being here. And if it's your first time, hit that subscribe button, because I'm always trying to carve something different. I love carving wood spirits, but I wanna step outside and try and do something a little bit out of the norm. And if you check out some of the Halloween lives I have, you will see that definitely try to step out and be a little bit different. And if you have any questions on the tools that I'm using, feel free to ask. If I see it, I will answer it, and if I don't, I'm sure somebody in the chat can answer it. Pour resin with love. Thank you for being here. Pour resin with love. You know what? I don't know why you are not a moderator, but you are now a moderator. You deserve to be a moderator. You are here so often, and I appreciate it. Awesome. So I'm going to keep going on this. said, this is a hard piece of wood. I believe it's probably oak. This is the second piece cut out of this for a carve, and it's been challenging. Alright, so I'm alright with that depth for right now. What I'm going to do now is, if you look at the pictures of the Templars, I'm going to put kind of a shield inside the shield, and it gives a rounded edge around it, and then the cross. So that's what I'm going to work on now. Everybody in chat, if you have a channel, you know the drill. Put your channel in the chat so maybe you can pick up a couple subs. Now, if this was cedar wood or something, I could pretty much make these cuts in 1 or 2 passes. But that's how I know it's probably at least oak, because it is hard. What I'll end up doing is this inside part of the shield here, I will end up rounding that over to where it blends in with this side of the shield. I'll cut the cross in, because the cross is also going to blend in with this. The sections, the 4 corner sections here, 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 and here, those are going to get taken down lower. Just to give you an idea of what I'm going to be doing. Hey, Electric Whittler, thank you for being here. Again, I'm just bringing the edges down so I can give the tool room to work. And like most times in chat, I get the question, where do I get my wood? It is called fog wood. And fog wood is simply found on the ground. Whenever I see a tree down or limbs down or something, I will pick it up, bring it home, make sure there's not a lot of insects in it, if any, and I will put it to use carving. Which is good and bad, because in some cases there's no bark, and it's really difficult to find out what you're getting. But also, when I go up north, I will stop by the forest area that has been logged recently, and there I can normally pick up a good amount of cedar and your softer woods to carve. So that works out nice. Next year, when I do that, I should probably contact DNR, because my wife informed me that may not be the most legal thing to do. So I will have to find out about pulling permit for that. And most of you guys have heard this story, but I'll tell it again for everybody that's new. This year, I was doing just that. I was out on a dirt road where our cottage is. They had an ice storm last year. A bunch of trees down and everything. And there's no reason these police officers should have been there. But as I'm sitting there replying to emails for the channel, I'm looking down at my phone. And when I get done, there's 3 state police cars sitting there wondering what the heck I was doing. Once I explained it to them, they laughed it off and it was all good. But could you imagine my surprise? I'm looking at my phone, responding to emails, and I look up and there's 3 state troopers there. I was like, holy crap. They were cool though. If you're new and you're wondering, the reason why I keep going deeper is because going deep is what gives you your depth. And it's much easier to get better characteristics when you go deep. I was waiting for that to said comment, but I didn't see it. Hey, Ray and Sandy. Thank you for being here. And did I see two dudes? Thank you for being here. Awesome. So we have a lot of great channels in chat tonight. Please share your channels. Some of those channels are so close to 1,000 subs that I would love if there's anybody new and hasn't subbed to them, that they would get their 1,000 subs tonight. That would be just fantastic. So make sure you guys share your channel. So just so you know, I'm removing this side of the wood to give more room to get deeper over here, because I don't want to take out much more of this shield. But you should be able to start seeing the shield coming out, which is pretty cool. Never mind my drawing. I do not know how to draw. That is the best stick figure I could come up with. If you notice, I'm going deeper on the outside, not on the inside. You really don't want a lot of depth on this inner spot until I start working in there, because I want that to be kind of shallow. So what I will do is I'm going to change burrs and go with my 1/4 inch burr. If you guys haven't yet, hit that like and subscribe button. If you're new and you haven't subscribed, if you're watching in the background and you haven't subscribed, hit that like and subscribe button, please. And everybody here that's in blue, everyone really, whether you're in blue or not, I truly do appreciate you guys stopping in, being here. You guys in blue are here almost every live, every show, and that means the world to me. I appreciate you guys so much. So what I'm doing here is I'm working the wood down outside of this shield, because this is where I'm going to start taking this part deep, because I want to work the head in to where it looks like it's poking out from underneath the shield. So as I get this deeper, I will take the outside of the shield deeper and just keep working it down, because eventually I will do an undercut underneath the shield to look like it's separated from the wood. And then my plan is to have the head look like it's coming out from underneath the shield. Plans change though. We'll see if that rings true. You know, the motor holder for this flex shaft, I am realizing tonight I should have made that purchase a lot sooner. It's different having it on my right side instead of in front of me, but it's making it so much easier to control this. Let me grab my thing of burrs real quick. There you are. So now I'm going from the 1/4 inch oval burr, I'm not sure what that one's called, to an 1/8 inch flame burr, because I want to get in here and start getting this down behind the shield. End up taking the top of the shield down, because what I would like to achieve is some decent depth back here for the head. Maybe angle the shield down a little bit so it may go deeper. I know definitely back here it's going to go deeper. But you should be able to start seeing, now that I've taken that down, the depth of the shield, which is pretty cool. So is everybody having a good night? Flame burr is awesome for getting right in here in these corners and being able to get an angle coming out from underneath. Did you guys happen to see any of my Halloween carves? I think I had a little bit too much fun for Halloween. That was fun. I enjoyed that. I think I have that as deep as I want to go right there for now. I'm going to switch to the 1/4 inch flame burr and start taking more out on top. Excuse me. Because the depth of that is going to determine everything else. It's a good start. Good start with the shield. And once I get the depth down back there, then I'll start working the cross in. But I want to kind of get stuff into place so I have an idea of what I have to work with. I don't want to flatten it out. I still want to keep it round, so I'm being mindful of that also. So I'll talk about it again since we have different people in chat. Our live stream Thursday night, we have a guest coming on. His name is Jim from Sprague Woodworking. If you are at all interested in woodturning, you want to be on the live Thursday night. Jim does some amazing resin and wood combined work. Is one of the bigger channels. He's got about 145,000 subscribers. So the man's got many, many years of experience and knowledge. If you want to learn, that's a good person to check out. And he will be here Thursday for our live stream at 7 o'clock. What I'm doing is I'm not only taking it deeper, but I am fading it down from here to the shield because I kind of want the head that I put in here to look like it's tilting down. So I'm working on that by pre-planning it, and as you've heard the term push the forehead back, I'm kind of pushing the chin down instead, leaving the forehead up there. And basically, I'm just trying to pre-plan my next steps while I'm working on this. Make sure it's the same with one. It's the same as building something. You're always looking for that next step, that next cut, that next router. Just basically planning ahead. So now I'm going to get rid of the 1/4 inch burr and go back to the other flame burr to take that down a little bit, and then I may end up working on cross. Hey, June's House of Craft, thank you for being here. I just saw you. And everybody else that's here, thank you for being here. I can never say thank you enough because, you know, you guys, Michael S., awesome. Thank you, sir. I didn't miss you. Or I didn't forget you. So Michael got me in chat one day and he's like, you know, you always forget to say hi. I'm like, no, you just don't see me. Then I realized that I probably forget to say hi. So now I make sure to say hi to Michael S. Abby, I'm not single. Thank you. I am from Michigan, but I'm not single. I have a wife. Very beautiful wife. And I'm not looking for a YouTube wife, so thank you. You know, I had a comment right there, but chose it to see this one, something just better left unsaid. Oh my goodness. Thursday night lives get a little out of hand sometime. I can't have a carving live getting out of hand while I'm the only one here. No one else to blame. I think this is the one time I can keep it under control. I'm going to go around this thing one more time with the flex, with the flame burr, but you can see how deep the shield is starting to look now, which is awesome. I will end up going deeper on this because I definitely want to get that helmet sinking into it. So that's going to be a work in progress. Honeybee Woodworks is in the house. Thank you, Melissa. That's awesome what you're doing. And Melissa, make sure you put your links to your channel. So maybe you can grab another subscriber or two. And I know everybody's looking forward to some of your content. Hey, Paulie Vasquez, thank you for being here. Alright, so with this area, I'm just going to go in with the tip and clean this out a little bit, because then I'm going to start working on the cross. Now the trick to this is, when I'm doing this, I want to take the cut more towards the inside than the outside, because I really don't want to narrow out this edge. If anything, I want to come in and take the wood off of here, if you were wondering. Ooh. Now, because I did that, I'm going to redo the cross, make it better. And I have to draw it on differently because the top part of the cross just isn't long enough. So what I'm going to end up doing is just go through here and clean all this off. And then I'll redraw it. And I'm not going crazy. I'm just taking the marker off. Most of it. A lot of this is going to get cut down anyway. It's not really going to matter too awful much. But I definitely want to retake it. If you guys haven't yet, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And like button. I'm sorry. Alright. So let me find my pen. I have a pen around here somewhere. Here it is. So looking at it, I need to move it over just a smidge so it's a little bit better centered. And then, to the best of my ability, I'm going to slap a straight edge on here and see if I can't get it somewhat straight. All right. So I think I want to come right here. I think that'll be a good thickness. Okay, not bad. It's a lot straighter than the other cross I did. So now, looking at it, oops, just hit my head on the camera. I think I'm going to come down, but right here. I think that's a good length for the top of the cross. So it's going to come down to about right here. Yeah, I think that's good. So now this I'm just going to kind of hand draw across. It'll work out. And then this one, same thing. And then come down. And these are just reference marks for me. Just to know about where everything's going to be. What do you think? I think this one tails off a little bit. Needs to come up more like there, which is good. I think it's close. All right. So I am going to pick a different cutter other than the burrs that I've been using, because I don't want it to really take out a wide amount of wood. So I'm going to go with a diamond cutter, because I want those cuts to be somewhat narrow. Is that the one I want? No, I think I want that one. All right. Yeah, I'm changing burrs. So, you guys, I appreciate you, because a lot of times when I'm in the shop by myself, you know, I'm just kind of mumbling to you guys, talking, trying to make it interesting. But believe it or not, if I was in here by myself, I would be saying the exact same stuff to myself, talking myself through it. So I appreciate you listening if you've got the volume on. Sorry if my hand's in the way. So these diamond burrs are really nice. They're smaller cuts, and shallower cuts, they make much nicer, cleaner cuts. So as you can tell, I'm not going too deep, because I don't need to. This part doesn't need to be all that deep. But once it has a channel to go in, it works really well. And I should have stopped. But I didn't. I might fix it. I got about 10 more minutes. Let's see if we can knock out 10 or 20 more minutes. Let's see if we can knock out these corner pieces. I'm going to end up fixing that cross. Where my mistake is, and I don't know how well you can see it, it happens. You know what? But the nice thing about carving is you can always go deeper to fix your mistake. I drew my lines out, but I went through and cut the cross off. So now you've got cross here, and then a ditch going through the middle. I'm going to probably fix that. We're going to see how it turns out. once I take some of these corners out. But the true Templar shield, it is continuous wings. It's not broken like that, so we'll see. Now, just like the top, in removing all this, I'm trying to keep it round so it stays true, not only for the wood, but like it belongs into the wood. And their shield is round, so I don't really want to flatten it out. The nice thing about doing these live, and a lot of the carvers that are in chat, can tell you, is you make mistakes, you fix them. It's not hidden in post-editing. It's there up front, and you get to see it. And I'm alright with that, because you know what? I screw up. I'm human. Uh-oh. You know I'm concentrating. Stop talking. Yeah, there's areas in here that I just don't want to slip, because then I will be forced to go down deeper. And I still may, to fix that cross if I can't blend it. We will see about that. And what my goal is with this, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it on the camera, but if you look at the top part of the shield, I'm taking the corner pieces down but they are blending in to the top of the shield, so it just looks like it's one piece. It's not one piece carved. So that's what I'm trying to do with up there. And when I do these other two corners, that's gonna be my goal also. I know I'm spending a lot of time on the shield. That's because I kind of want to get this area pretty much where it's going to be depth-wise. That way, when I start working on the head and the face, there will be less to carve down on this section, which makes it easier for that section. Still in its rough stages, but I think it's coming out pretty nice. Thank you guys for chatting in chat. That's awesome. Makes me so happy you guys are here. All right, so I'm gonna take a break for a minute, take a look at it. How do you think the shield and the cross is coming out? Hey, Matt Carves, how you doing? I'm liking it. I do think I'm gonna have to go deeper to fix the cross. I just made a bonehead mistake and went straight through here when I should have stopped on each side. But that's not a big deal. And looking at the picture I was looking at, there are going to be some faint rays that come out of the corner of the cross here and shoot up to the corner there and then shoot across here. So that'll be good. When I fix this, I can get that done. Then the Templar has kind of a boxy head shield, on his head. That's going to end up going up here. But part of it, I'm hoping to sink underneath the shield. And I think that's going to be cool. So I'm going to work on that another time. But so far, I'm not disappointed with how the shield's coming out. And once I clean this up, you're not going to see the black marker. When I go deeper, it's going to give me room. And then definitely this side, the top of the shield, is going to go deeper so I can bring that guy in. And if I have enough room, which I think I'm going to, because I'm going to undercut this really good to where it appears like he's coming out from underneath the shield. I would like to put 2 smaller Templars up here where it kind of looks like if they're looking down on him. So I've got plans with this. This isn't going to be a one-day thing. It's going to be me working on it, me going live, me working on it, me going live, and making progress. But I really hope this comes out like I want. So I'm going to go through and say hi to everybody. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, you can do that. Also, appreciate you guys being here. So let me see. Miss Francis is here. Michael S. is here. Matthew's here. EW's here. You guys have been here for a while. Thank you so much. Dad, you were one of the first ones here. I appreciate that. No, I seen Matt Carves. Let me scroll up. Yep, there's Matt Carves. How you doing, sir? And June's House of Crafts. Awesome. And hey, it looks like we've had some trolls in here tonight. Thank you guys for taking care of that. I never saw it, and that's why I love you guys as being moderators. You take care of that for me. That's awesome. Pour resin with love. Thank you. You are now a moderator. Thank you for being here. Ray and Sandy, Tim List. Scrolling. So much easier when Rusty's here, because Rusty can scroll through and say hi to everybody. I get busy. If I missed you, I apologize. You guys have been blowing this chat up, and I love that. Thank you so much. Melissa, Honeybee Woodworks. Cool. Yeah, I think I got everybody. You guys have been blowing the chat up. That's so cool. If you haven't put your links in, Michael S., thank you so much. Thank you so much. I've got to figure out the jewels for other pages, because I'll be honest with you, I've been wanting to give them to other pages, but I can't find them. So I've just been doing super chats, which is good too. But the jewels are cool. I love the jewels and I appreciate it 100%. So I have to ask, are you guys excited about a carve like this? I am. Yeah, AW, for some reason, I can't do super chats through my phone. I can only do them on my laptop. So it depends on if I'm on my phone or on my laptop, if I can give super chats or not. And really, I'd rather it that way, because I'll be all day long just going super chat while I'm at work. Then I'll be broke. So thank you, Tim. I'm excited for this. When I was doing my last carving with the cross, above going, when I used the nose to put the cross in to make it look like it was all incorporated, I saw some different things in that carving that I really wanted to try and do. And it came to this and one other thing that I'm going to try. I'm really hoping this one comes out nice, but I do have to fix the cross. Whether I blend it in here or just go a smidge deeper, take everything a little bit deeper and do the cross right, I think that's the right thing to do. Have fun at your board meeting, Melissa. Thank you for being here. Seriously, thank you so much for being here. And put your channel in chat one more time. The right thing to do is to fix this cross, and I'm going to fix that cross. May not do it tonight, but it will get fixed, and it will be one cross, not cuts through it like I made the bonehead mistake of doing. So, cool. But I've been on for an hour and 6 minutes. I have to go. I have a phone call I have to get on with our Thursday night guest. And don't forget, our Thursday night guest is Jim from Sprague Wood Turning. He's probably one of the biggest channels we've had on our Thursday night show, and I'm excited about that. He's pumping on about almost to 150,000 subscribers. 150,000, yes, 150,000 subscribers. So I'm excited for that. I'm not putting a tie on, but I might put a good shirt on. No, I'm just gonna be me. But I think he'll appreciate that. I think you guys would appreciate that. But hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And if you haven't checked out Jim, he does some fantastic wood turning. He incorporates wood with resin. Check out the thumbnail to the live. That's a piece that he made. And he is awesome. He is just awesome. So check that out. But I'm going to head out because I've got to jump on Zoom and get that going. But I will see you guys Thursday. Probably won't go live tomorrow because of Thursday. But we'll go from there. Hopefully I see you guys Thursday. If you haven't subscribed. If you haven't hit the like button, please make sure to hit that like button. And there is Kevin Durica putting Jim's link out there. And if you go there and hit the videos, tell him DeLand sent you. Awesome. Have a good night, guys.